Hey everyone, this is Big Sausage Gaming, and we're going through the Age of Discovery right now for KeyForge. I did the release over this past 2 weekends ago, and this was actually a deck that I drew and went about 3-1 with. It was pretty strong. Logos Dissonance Sanctum, called FT Negaster of the Adept Amphitheater. So we're going to run through it together. I'm just going to open it up and we're just going to dive right in. I'm going to make sure you can't see that card for the QR code. We're just going to go right in. Okay, so let's start off with Effervescent Principle. I really like holding on to cards like this towards, like, obviously when they're about to forge a key the next turn, so it kind of like buys me some time. Hysteria, return each creature to its owner's hand. I kind of like it. It's like some good solid removal in this deck, but I feel like I have one other pretty obvious piece of dis removal that we'll come across later. Phase Shift, I may play one non-logos card this turn. It really helps me pop off in this deck. Gosh, the light's in the way. Yeah, I could play one non-logos card this turn, which allows me to play other cards, which actually I've been able to play all three houses in one turn, just chaining off of a card like this. So it's really good. All right, Bulwark. So no, while this is not a Four Horsemen deck, I would say it's pretty on par and compete pretty well. But Bulwark is always pretty essential because it really just increases the longevity of its neighboring creatures. Commander Remiel, it uses a friendly non-sanctum creature, so that also allows a little bit of versatility when I have multiple creatures out. And it says use, not fight or reap. So you have a lot of options with this card, and that's why I really like it. Comboing it right next to this one and giving it two armor really helps. Obvious card, Mother, makes me draw to 7 instead of 6, unless addition for that. Yeah, it's pretty freaking good. I think that this is a must-have. So Tentacus, your opponent must pay you 1 in order to use an artifact. That's always pretty good, especially if they have something that'll like hold me off for a while, like Lash of the Broken Dreams, or I don't know if you can already tell, but I'm a pretty hard disc player. I'm really memorizing a lot of the disc cards, but yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad to help prolong the game. Schuler, there's only been so many times that I've actually been able to play this and get something out of it, because I try and play very aggro. So even if I don't meet these conditions, I still play it. But hey, sometimes you get a free amber for it, so it's not too bad. Did I already have Sergeant Zachiel before? You may ready and fight with a neighboring creature. Yeah, so like said, just allows more versatility. Kind of similar to Commander Remiel. In fact, very similar. They both involve using a friendly creature, but there's just different conditions, reap and play. So lots of using different creatures, not having to worry too much about declaring a house to do stuff. This says draw a card. Yeah, it's pretty standard. Not really a big game changer. Also, I've never really been that big of a fan of this card. It only gives me like a max of 2 amber when it comes into play, and obviously any 5 power would wipe this out, which is plentiful. Simple but effective. Love Pit Demon. Pit Demon allows me to steal 1 amber. Also similar to other cards in this deck that really just prolong the game and prevent my opponent from forging a key on the next turn. So it's always good to have a couple of those. I have one deck that I'll do later that has all 3, or has a 3 set of Pit Demon, and I want to see how well that does at my local game store. So Dust Imp. Whenever it's destroyed, I gain 2. So it's good to have out there just in case someone does like some like mass removal and kills all my creatures. Hey, I get 2 amber for it. So joke's on you, buddy. Terms of Redress. Choose a friendly creature to capture 2. Also gives me an amber. So like said, it's more prolonging the game, but Sanctum. That being said, all Sanctum cards. Yeah, capturing 2 instead of like stealing 2, so is what it is. Yeah, I like the fact that I think I have 2 of them in this deck. Whispering Reliquary. I like this because there's not a lot of artifact hate in a lot of decks, I've noticed. So it's good to just have that. Yeah, each player with 6 or more is reduced to 5. There's like a ton. This deck like really slows people down. Love this card. Love playing Wild Wormhole just for the fun of it. You get an Amber, and also it's just like whatever comes out, comes out. It could be good, could be bad. Yeah, obviously Gateway to Dis, a Rise combo. Play both of those, and you know shift the board state really quick. Huge fan of that one. Succubus. So I got Mother, I got then Succubus. I draw 7, they draw 5, so it keeps me at that advantage. I think that's both of those are pretty critical cards to have in Logos Dis decks. So remote access, yeah. Use my opponent's artifact as if it were yours. There's a Dis one that lets you use it and then destroy it, which is awesome. But you don't get the Amber. But like that a lot. Armageddon Cloak. Okay, so what does this say again? This creature gains Hazardous 2 and destroyed fully heals this creature and destroys Armageddon Cloak instead. Okay, so what would I put this on? I would put this on my Mother. I would put this on my Succubus. I would put this on... Let me see here. Is there anything else I could put it on yet? I guess like a Pit Demon. Not so much a Shula or something, but I have options here. So it comes, I guess it kind of comes in handy. So moving right along. Yeah, Armageddon Cloak is pretty good. Hey, what I was talking about before, second piece of board wipe. If you have 2 or more board wipes, I'd say that you're pretty, it's a pretty nasty deck. Neurosiphon. If your opponent has more Amber than you, steal 1 and draw a card. I don't really think that's going to happen, and if it does, I am stealing 1. So I'm stealing a lot, I'm building up a lot, I'm preventing my opponent from forging a key. So this whole deck is about. I think it's a nasty one. Second Wild Wormhole. I love me some Wild Wormholes. Another Arise. So on top, if one of my board wipes didn't go through, then I could use this and get some more creatures back. So moving right along, we got a second Whispering Reliquary. Shield of Justice. Play for the remainder of the turn. Each friendly creature cannot be dealt damage. Yeah, it just makes it so I am out there kicking butt, not losing creatures. You know, more versatility. Ember Imp. Love this card. Love this card. And it's at common. Ember Imp only allows my opponent to play 2 cards per turn. That's insane. That slows them down like crazy. Another Dr. Escotera. I guess archiving's okay. Huh, just kidding. Archiving's amazing. You can already see what's about to happen. Lash of Broken Dreams. It's a must-have in a lot of KeyForge decks because it also slows down your opponent. And even if I can't get them down to 5 Amber, well, I am going to make sure that they have to spend 9 Amber. Joke's on you. Poltergeist. Use an artifact controlled by any player as if it were yours. Destroy that artifact. I really like this because it's extra artifact hate. It doesn't just send the artifact back to your hand, but do I think this is a little bit too artifact heavy? I do. I think this had 2 Whispering Reliquaries, maybe. If not, then it might be okay. Mobius Scroll. Best artifact in the game. It lets me archive this and 2 other cards on top of, what's it called? Ganymede Archivist. These 2, I'm like archiving cards left and right. Protectrix. You may fully heal a creature. If you do, that creature cannot be dealt damage this turn. And then finally Bulwark. So a second Bulwark. So basically, I think that this deck revolves heavily around preventing the opponent from forging a key, boosting up a lot of creatures. If I lose the advantage, no worries. I got a Gateway to Dis. And then on top of that, I'm also archiving a bunch of cards, destroying a bunch of creatures, forging a bunch of Amber, getting a bunch of Amber. This deck is nasty. Once again, it is FT Negaster of the Adept Amphitheater. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video.